Gardevoir shows why it is still a formidable threat in the OU tier right now. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're battling versus Envious from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, Envy's brought a pretty solid looking team. They got a Corviknight, Hisuian Samurott, Greninja, Iron Valiant, Grimmsnarl, and a Diancie. Pretty awesome stuff to see. So it looks like Gardevoir might actually do some work here. Moonblast hits a lot of their team except from Corviknight and the Diancie technically. But he's super effective against their whole team other than those two. So Gardevoir could be MVP, you know, if we can actually pull a W. So they're probably going to lead with Grimmsnarl. In which case, we're probably better off leading with Corv so we can defog away. Or Sneasler. I'm thinking Sneasler. So I'm going to lead with Sneasler. We'll Diaclaw it in the face straight away. Stop it from wanting to set up any hazards or any, not hazards, but screens. So we'll go from there. And the battle begins. So Envy's going to lead off with Diancie the Wish Granter, which is nice and sparkly. As we lead off with the Sneasler, also nice and sparkly, but in a different way. So obviously Diaclaw is not super effective because it's part rock type. So what we're going to do is, expecting a Stealth Rocks right now, we are going to go into our Great Tusk. Great Tusk can take any hit this Diancie wants to throw at it, hopefully. And then we can also dish out Stealth Rocks of our own, which would be nice, forcing them to potentially go for a defog with their Corviknight. So we'll go into Landorus real quick, get the Intimidate off, which doesn't work because of the clear body. And they go straight for a Stealth Rock. So Stealth Rocks is fine. Diancie's really cool to see. I've got to be honest, Diancie's really cool to see. So Diancie, unlike its Mega, doesn't get Magic Bounce. So we can go for our own Stealth Rocks right now, get those up on our side of the field and kind of force their Corviknight to go for a defog at some point. Either that or they just get Stealth Rock damage every turn like we are. So I don't mind. I'm happy either way. My team's not particularly weak to... So they go for a Diamond Storm. Okay, fair enough. And they get the defense boost. Of course they get the defense boost. That's unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure we can go for an Earthquake here and get some serious damage off still. So we'll go for the Earthquake. We are max attack. Still does a lot of damage, which is great as they go for another Diamond Storm. Does a lot of damage to us, but I think what we should do here is switch out because our next Earthquake is not doing much. Diancie doesn't get good recovery than rest, I think. So we'll go for a U-turn and we'll go into a more suitable Pokemon. So we'll go for a U-turn, get on out of there, does nothing of course to them. It's a little bit of chip. And we'll go into something to take on this Diancie. Now, assuming they're specially defensive of some kind, I want to go into Rotom. Rotom can go for the Thunder Wave if you really want to. Thunder Wave will be great for any of the Pokemon on their team, really. So we'll go for a Thunder Wave and then we'll start going Hydro Pump. So they go for a Diamond Storm. We are physically defensive, so we can tank this like a champ. There we go. And they don't get another defense boost, which is great. So the last thing we need is Diancie to be +6 defense, you know? Diancie is actually a bit of a pain for us. So I want to go for a Hydro Pump here, but I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave because I feel like they're going to switch out, not wanting to take the Hydro Pump to the face. So we go for a Thunder Wave. They do stay in, which is good to know. So we can probably go for a Hydro Pump the next turn, no problem. This Diancie is posing too much of a problem right now. They go for a Body Press, and that nearly takes us out. Wow. Okay, so that's... Maybe I should have gone for the Will-O-Wisp. It's too late now. Let's go for a Hydro Pump and get some damage off on the Diancie, because this Diancie is posing as too much of a threat right now. Way too much of a threat right now. Hydro Pump comes through. It doesn't miss, which is nice. And it easily takes out the Diancie from the remainder of health that it had. So Diancie goes down, which is great. It did a lot of damage to my Landorus and it did a lot of damage to my Rotom, but we are still living. It's still 6-5. That's soon to change though, because whatever they bring out now is going to kill Rotom definitely. So in comes Raska, which is going to be the Corviknight, which is fair enough. Corviknight comes in. Gonna get hurt by Stealth Rocks, which is good to note. We just go straight for the Thunder Wave here because there's no real reason not to. Thunder Wave comes through clutch for us. And they might go for a U-turn here. They might just go for a U-turn, but I feel like they're going to go for a Defog. They might go for a Defog. They might not. Defog comes through. So Defog comes through, clears away the hazards on both sides of the field, which makes a lot of sense. And we're going to get some nice and powerful leftovers recovery as well. So leftovers recovery coming in clutch for us. It's going to build us back slowly. And now we just go for a Volt Switch because we've got things that can handle this a bit better than Rotom can. So now that it's paralyzed, we're golden. Let's go for a Volt Switch real quick and get on out of there. We'll save Rotom for Death Fodder later because we have got to switch into Corviknight, no problem. We can either go Landorus, which will be able to take out anything it wants to go for. They probably go for a Brave Bird here. In fact, what is my answer to this? Probably a Gardevoir, right? With a Sacred Fire. Gardevoir looks like it's going to be really important, and I don't want to risk them attacking us. So I think I go Landorus here on the off chance that they go for a U-turn. But they might go for a Roost. They might go for a Roost. So if they go for a Roost... Oh, they got Mirror Armor as well, which is interesting. So I normally see pressure on Corviknight, and to be honest with you, I wasn't paying attention to whether it had pressure or not. So that's why I didn't notice that, but it's whatever. So Intimidate obviously intimidates the Landorus-Therian, which is unfortunate, as now they go into Greninja, and Greninja can just take us out with whatever it wants to go for. So let's see what it does. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks on the off chance they go for something else, but I think they do just go straight for a Water move or a Dark Pulse or an Ice Beam to take us out. Ice Beam comes through. We do have the Yache Berry, but it doesn't matter because we are obviously on Death's Door anyway, as the Landorus goes down. So down goes the Landorus, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? And now we go into what? Oh, is Battle Bond as well? Battle Bond Greninja. That is interesting. So Battle Bond Greninja is a big threat. I thought so. I was like, why didn't it got Protean? But no, it has Battle Bond. So we've got a couple of options here. We're going to have to go for the Sneasler strat. Sneasler strat is not too bad, you know. I say we go Sneasler strat. So let's go into the big bro, the Sneasler. There we go. Nice and powerful. They're probably thinking Focus Sash. We'll go for a Fake Out here. Fake Out is going to be boosted by normal gem, so it should do some nice chip damage to the Greninja, which is good to note. Fake Out comes through, and then we're going to flinch them, consume our item, and then we go for a Dire Claw to take them out. Dire Claw or Close Combat? I think Close Combat's the best option, so we'll go for Close Combat. There we go. Down goes the Ash Greninja. There's nothing they could have done really. They can't switch Corviknight in because it dies to 2 KOs. Samurott goes down, Greninja goes down, Iron Valiant goes down to Dire Claw, and Grimmsnarl goes down to a Dire Claw. So I think what we're going to have to see here is a Terror of some kind. In comes Gremlin, which is going to be the Grimmsnarl. So Grimmsnarl comes in. We're going to go straight for that Dire Claw. There's no real reason not to. They might go for a Parting Shot to weaken the blow and then into Corviknight, but I don't think they will. I think we're going to set up a Reflect here. They go for a Parting Shot as partially anticipated. That's going to lower our attack and special attack, and it's going to bring in the Corviknight again, I think. So let's see how this plays out for us. They're probably going to go Corviknight and then go for a Roost to get their health back up. We need to try and stop that. So Raska comes in. That's the Corviknight, right? Yeah, Corviknight comes in. It's paralyzed. We go for Dire Claw. Doesn't affect the Steel type, obviously. As now we just go straight for a Close Combat. There's no real reason not to go for a Close Combat because all we need to do is get this Corviknight weakened and Gardevoir goes through the team. So let's go for the Close Combat real quick. There we go. Nearly does the job. Doesn't quite get it done. Doesn't quite get it done. They probably go for a Roost here. They go for a Brave Bird. Just done me a favor. Corviknight's out of the way now because of the recoil. So Sneasler goes down, but so does the Corviknight to the recoil. So recoil is great. Recoil is fun. Down goes the Corviknight. Now we've got Gardevoir in the back, who's just waiting for an opportunity to go for a Moonblast. Absolutely waiting for an opportunity to go for a Moonblast. So I think we go Corviknight just to see what they're going to do first. Or we go Rotom. We go Rotom to see what they're going to do because we don't want them to set up on us. And Iron Valiant won't Swords Dance on a Rotom that's got Thunder Wave. Samurott, on the other hand, can just go for a Ceaseless Edge, but we'll see how this plays out. So Samurott comes in. We're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp real quick just in case they don't attack us, or they go for a Swords Dance, or they miss the Ceaseless Edge, which would be nice because it can miss. They go for a Night Slash, which is, of course, going to take out Rotom. Why Night Slash and not Ceaseless Edge? That's the curious part. I'm guessing that's a mistake in team building, potentially. But they haven't Terra'd yet, which is good to note. I think our best bet here is probably going to be the Dragapult. Dragapult, yeah, Dragapult's going to be the best bet. And we go, I might be making a blunder here, actually. Let's see what they do. So I'm thinking they switch out into Grimmsnarl here. So let's go Corviknight, expecting that to happen. And also to scout for the Sucker Punch. I want to scout for the Sucker Punch, because if they don't have Sucker Punch, we can handle this a bit better. So let's go into Corviknight real quick. Get the pressure exerted. As they go for the Sucker Punch as expected. So that's not going to work on us, I'm afraid. What we can do now is we can U-turn into something else. If we can get damage off on this thing, that'd be ideal. Night Slash comes through. They stay in. They're going to go for the Night Slash, get the nice and powerful attack off. Rocky Helmet and all that stuff. We go for a U-turn. get some damage off, which is great. And then we just go into Gardevoir. Gardevoir can Moonblast this thing into oblivion. They can't switch anything into Gardevoir. They can't. And even if this thing's Terra Water or something along those lines, which I don't think it will be, I'm going to trace its sharpness, which is great. And then we're going to go straight for a Moonblast. Moonblast comes through, takes out the Hisuian Samurott, and that's going to be it. So I don't know why they didn't go for a Sucker Punch there. They might have expected a Calm Mind, maybe. To be fair, might have expected a Calm Mind or a Trick. Potentially a Trick. So in comes Gremlin, which is going to be the nice and powerful Grimmsnarl. Now, what are they going to do here? Are they going to Light Screen? I think they do Light Screen here. So let's go for a Moonblast. If they parting shot into Iron Valiant is still not taking the Moonblast. Trick. So they're going to trick us. A Lagging Tail. As they get a Choice Scarf. So we go for the Moonblast here. It should do a lot of damage. It KOs the Gremlin. Gardevoir still has a chance here to do this. Gardevoir still has a chance because all they've got left is Iron Valiant. Now, if Iron Valiant is Terra Steel or something along those lines, we're kind of boned. So what I'm half tempted to do instead is to scout for that by going into they've got speed boost, haven't they? Damn it. We don't know what set this is. Let's assume they're going to Terra, and we're going to Dragapult. Dragapult's not necessarily needed to win this game because it gets outsped and KO by Moonblast. Or Knockoff, if you want to go for Knockoff. That KOs us, Spirit Break KOs us, all that stuff. So we'll see what they're going to do. They go for the Terra as expected. What type are they going to Terra into? We need a Gardevoir at full health, so we can't risk going for a Moonblast just for it to be resisted by a Electric type Iron Valiant. Electric type, that's an interesting one. So if they don't KO us here, we can go for a Sucker Punch, which would be nice. If you go for a Swords Dance, that's going to be annoying. Thunderbolt comes through. So Thunderbolt isn't going to KO us, which is good. Looks like they're a special set, which is good to note. We can go straight for a Sucker Punch here. And Sucker Punch should do a lot of damage. Sucker Punch comes through. It does about 50%. Just from the 50%, they go for another T-Bolt, expecting us to switch maybe into Corviknight to sack off. No, we're not. We're going to go for it. But they might be choice. No, they showed booster energy already. Let's go for another Sucker Punch real quick. There we go. As this turn, they probably go for a Moonblast to take us out, right? Dazzling Gleam. That's going to take out Dragapult, of course. Down it goes. And now all we need Gardevoir to do is take a hit. That's all we need it to do. Take one hit from this Iron Valiant. We are slower because of the Lagging Tail and also the booster energy. So even if we were Choice Scarf, we were still outspeeding. They're still outspeeding us. We just have to go for a Moonblast right now and finish off this Iron Valiant. So let's see if we can take a Thunderbolt from this thing. So Thunderbolt comes through. We've got good special defense. We can take it like a champ. No paralysis. Moonblast comes through, takes out the Iron Valiant, and that is going to be the game. So GG Envy, that was a pretty fun game. Gardevoir got to show some really good power today. Really proud of how Gardevoir did today. Definitely GG Envy, that was a fun one. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.